And you know what these demons said to me? Two big demons. They were yelling at me and they were saying, get out. We don't want you here. Get out. We don't want you here. And they would not release me. So I'm screaming and I'm screaming. They won't let me go. So finally I'm like, okay. I put on the full armor of God over me, and this is what I'm talking about. Clearly, dude has not one spirit wife, but two. And we don't know who else is back there. We don't know what kind of babies they done made. But being that I came into this dude house and I'm like, these demons like, get her out of here. We got a system going on in this house and she ain't about that. So she got to go. They didn't want me there. Get out. We don't want you here. And for me, I woke up from the dream. Okay, I woke up and it was literally like, oh my God, oh my God. It took me a moment because I'm like, they had me pinned down. It took me a moment. I woke him up. I'm like, dude, you got spirit wives. He was like, what? I'm like, out first. If your flesh is weak, at least find out. Just give God the time to say, yes, I approve, or no, I don't. Give him that time. So then you won't be looking for a person like me and be like, I have been with my man 9 years and I want to know if he's the one. 9 years? He better be.
What's your mission? Every day you wishing. No ambition, no praying, no petitions. I live among the dead like a mortician. God's word is your only ammunition. All you think about is life on earth. But when you die, you go back to dirt.
Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Beauty, Brains, and Bible. So on today's video, I wanted to talk about 5 reasons we should not be having sex on first day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day. You know what I'm saying? Fornicate. We shouldn't be fornicating, but of course we know most people do, most people will. But at least have this information for those of you who are getting up there in age, like, you know what I'm saying? And your kid's about to be gone out the house. They've almost grown. And you looking around like, okay, everybody's about to go. I think I'm going to need to give me a little doggy. You know what I'm saying? And you're over here like wanting to make sure the next relationship you get into is God approved. The next relationship you get into is going to be everlasting. It's going to be fulfilling, satisfying. You cannot be up there in age, you guys, and still running into disappointments, dating people, breaking up, dating people. At some point, we have to just stop and say, God, I'm going to allow you to do it your way. Please, I'm going to listen. Because me right here, he's told me so many times, don't you date this person, don't you date that person. And I did anyway. I disobeyed because of the flesh. And, you know, the timing always seemed right. It's like almost Satan is like, yo, send her a dude right now. It's perfect timing, yo. She feeling weak. You know what I'm saying? She lonely. Oh, yo, she's vulnerable right now. So send her a dude. Yo, hurry up. It be like that for real, y'all. It be like that. You in your zen. You having a good moment. You just over here vibing. Life is going good. Then here comes a dude in your face. Well, hello there. And then it's like, God's like, don't you date him. Don't you date him. But God, he's so, don't you date him. Hey, hello, my name is Debbie. How are you? And then a year later, you're like, God, I should listen to you. Wow, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm at a place in my life where right now, I want to do it God's way. I want to listen. I am telling the Lord, I promise you, God, the next guy that enters into my life, if he is not by you, I don't even want to entertain him. I don't. Not at all. We have no more time to waste or lose. These are the end times. So who we connect with right now is extremely important, because if God is telling you, yo, Debbie, you got to go this way and do this to avoid this disaster, and then here comes your husband or your wife who ain't got no type of connection, honey, let's do it this way, let's go here, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna mess up everything. That could be over there right when God's about to blow up Sodom and Gomorrah. Your wife and husband over here like, let's go over here, and knowing you should go over here to the Jordan Valley, to another spot, to another place, and they not with you. They are negative influences because everything that God tells you to do, they're telling you the opposite. That is frustrating. You know what I'm saying? You need a person that's connected with God like you are spiritually. They can hear, they can feel, they can sense him like you know? So I'm going to tell you guys what happened to me on Monday, but first I want to give you the 5 reasons to avoid fornicating on the first, second, third day. You remember all of that? You know what I'm saying? Just hold out, you guys, as long as you can. That's my goal. I ain't perfect, you know what I'm saying? And none of us are. But that's also not an excuse to not at least try to read some scriptures to build up our, muscles and stuff like that, spiritual muscles and growth, and to help our self-control and stuff like that. We really have to subdue all, sin, our flesh, and become masters of it. That's what the Bible says. We have to become master over sin, subdue our flesh, take control of it, show it who's in control. Why do we allow our flesh to just tell us what to do all the time? Where is your power? Where is your spirit in all of this? You know what I'm saying? Let's stop being weak and giving in so easily. So number 1, you need to make sure he's God approved. And I keep saying that. I'm going to say that for the rest of my life, as long as the Lord allows me to do videos. Let's make sure this person is God approved. Not just someone you're about to date, friends too. I'm going to keep stressing that because I'm telling you guys, in the end days, the last days, these end times is going to count, and it's starting to count now. Okay? Now. Please make sure he is God approved. Now, on the date that I went to, when this guy spoke to me, he hit me up, I didn't respond until 2 days later, purposely. And the reason why is because, I learned my lesson from the Lord from being disobedient, and I'm trying to do better. So I'm going above and beyond. So I'm like, I'm not even going to respond until 2 days later because I'm finna go pray. So yes, I pray about everything. Yes. Now, do I listen and all the time? No. But I'm trying, I'm working on it. But I'm not bad. So I said, you know what? I don't even want to respond to this dude because I don't want to even have conversations and stuff like that if God doesn't have some type of reason behind it. It doesn't mean this person has to be your man. It doesn't have to be the one, but at least let it be someone that God is like, okay, he ain't going to be the one, but there's a reason why I'm bringing you. There's always a reason. You know what I'm saying? If it is God, there's a reason. Okay. So I prayed to the Lord. I'm like, God, his pictures look nice. He's cute. I get a lot of people that hit me up through social media. We all do. And, of course, you're like, nope. Finally, after maybe 1,000, I'm like, oh, he looks attractive. He looks like someone that I can date and talk to. So I'm like, you know what, God, finally, someone who's actually cute. I try to read the spirit as much as I could. And I'm like, I'm not feeling nothing. I'm, blah, blah, blah. And God did not give me any negative feelings. I didn't have any confusion. I felt fine. So after 2 days, I responded and we started talking. So this is what I'm telling you, you guys. God approved everything. You know what I'm saying? Before you even respond and reply to the person, before you, just give them, the eye contact. Because what I normally do, if a guy's looking at me and I know they want to holler at me, what you do is you don't look. They looking at you because as soon as you lock eyes, hey, yo, what's up? They don't want to holler. So I'm like, that's the best way to avoid a guy from speaking to you. No eye contact, none. So I went ahead and responded to him, and we're going to continue that story and tell y'all how that went. Okay, number 2. So number 1 was you need to make sure he's God approved, and God approved means we're waiting. We're going to take baby steps in this. We're going to pray about everything, okay? You write down everything, you pay attention to everything, you wait and you listen, you test spirits, you do all of that. So if something does go wrong, you be like, God, you must have still wanted this to go down because I followed all of the necessary steps. And if it doesn't go right, it had its purpose. It had its reason, and we may not know why, but it went down. And that's pretty much what happened with this situation. I'm gonna share that. Number 2, you need to know what's going on beneath the surface. You already know a lot of people got ancestral, generational curses. They got demons that they're battling, addictions that they're struggling with. So you want to take your time. Let's do a new thing, you guys. Let's stop rushing into relationships. Let's take our time and investigate, okay? Look at clues. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to his bathroom. Is it dirty? Where he keep his toothbrush? Where, is her drawers clothes is folded, or she just throws stuff? Is her closet organized? You know what I'm saying? Pay attention. Look at the clues and the signs ahead of time. Instead of 5 years later, God, is she the one? Really? You 5 years late. Literally, you're 5 years late. God is like, really? You've been doing your own thing for 5 years. Go ahead and finish. You feel like you got it all together. Don't call and cry to me now. But unfortunately, we have to, because who else we gonna go and cry to? I'm sorry, Dad, I did it again. It's been 5 years and I don't know. God is like, oh my God, my kids, why did I make y'all? God regretted making humans now. Y'all know that, right? A couple times. So, but thank God for the rainbow. He ain't gonna kill us no more. So, number 2, like I said, look beneath the surface, and that means the realms, okay? Pray, close your eyes, go to God, listen to him. Don't just pray and talk. Listen, see what he tells you, see what he shows you, see how you feel. And on the inside, not just your flesh, okay? Yeah, he fine. Yes, she fine. You know what I'm saying? Body looking right. But it goes deeper than that, you guys. We got to go beneath the surface and see what kind of baggage they got. That person may have 10 bags of garbage. And once you connect with them, that's your garbage. And God ain't telling you to go over there and help them pick up their bags. He might be telling you, my dear child, run for your life. But what we like to do is, because we're loving people and because we want to be with somebody, we want to change them. Let me help them. Let me save them. I'm going to help you carry some of your bags. For what? You got your own bags. I don't want to carry mine and yours. How about we come into this relationship with no bags? How about that? I like that better. Okay, generation curses. Please make sure y'all look at the mother, look at the father, look at grandparents. Ask them some question. Like the guy I talked to, I asked him this question. I was like, your parents still married? Because that's a good thing. And he was like, no. And I'm like, ugh. Because the thing is this, mine aren't married anymore either. So you divorced, your parents divorced, my parents divorced. I've been married before a divorce. I got a history of divorce in my family. So it's kind of like, okay, I already know what to target here. So that's like doing some investigation. You know what to pray. Don't just do general prayers. No, I bind and rebuke the spirit of divorce in Jesus' name. Okay, so that's how we beat those things. So do your investigation with the family. Look at the sisters. Look at the brothers. Look at the uncles. Anybody drinking too much? Anybody smoking too much? Is everybody having babies? Come on, y'all, pay attention. All right. Number 3, is he a man that can control his weakness? No, that way you'll know if he's a cheater or faithful. This is the thing. Since Adam and Eve, Samson and Delilah, and there's probably more, but we clearly know that men have a weakness for women. Okay, so you meet this guy and you're telling him, hey, I want to wait. If he's cool to wait, that says he practices some type of self-control, which means when y'all get together, chances are he may not cheat on you. But if he can't wait on you for when you're ready, that lets me know right there, sex is his weakness. And when you get with him and start dating him, he can very well be a person that is a cheater, because he wasn't even willing to wait for you 5 days, 10 days, 30 days. So what makes you think, if this person has a weakness for sex, that when y'all get together and be committed, that he's not going to have a weakness for other women still, because he's not practicing self-control, because he didn't even practice it with you. Every time you get with him, he's over here trying to jump on you. Okay, so that lets you know right there, like, bro, you got a problem. Like, if I'm not here, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you ain't got no self-control. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, it's kind of like, if he could wait for me and he's not in no rush, it doesn't necessarily mean that while he's waiting for me, he ain't cheating on me, talking to somebody else and getting it. But it's like, for me, I still give him the benefit of the doubt, because it's like, He likes me enough to still hang with me, to still be around me, to still invite me over, even though he knows he's not going to get sex from me. That lets me know there is a genuine likeness for me. He actually really does like me. Okay? If he got to be jumping on you wanting sex, he don't like you. He likes sex. Number 4, it blinds us from truth. It blinds us from a lot of truth. I believe that's why a lot of women can remain in abusive relationships, because you're blinded. And it's because we're living out of the will of God. We're not in his will. So this man is beating you up black and blue, but in your mind, he loves you. He loved me. That's how he showed his love. You know what I'm saying? Women become naive, ignorant, and oblivious because we're blinded, because we got fornication in the way. We're having sex. And with sex, our vision becomes very blurry because we like to relate good sex to he loves me. And that's not the case. There's a lot of men out here that are living double lives. And women too. We're living double lives, cheaters. But then the spouse knows nothing about it because we're so blinded. We are not getting any spiritual signals from the Lord because we're blinded. We're spiritually deaf. We can't hear him. So he can't protect us because we're not living in his will. The enemy has gained territory because he's all up in your house. And if you're not at least trying to pray to break that spirit of fornication away, you're going to keep losing. And the enemies will be allowed to show you whatever he wants to show you. And you're going to keep receiving it. And for you, he's going to keep manipulating you. So this man, you know, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh, man, I'm just over here. Oh, yeah, he just over there. So women become very trusting because men know, they've learned throughout the years how to get away with their affairs. They know, they've learned. Back in the day, men used to be really messy, leaving all types of clues behind and didn't even know it. But today, they have gotten very clever. They've learned the system. They've mastered the system. I know men that's having full-blown relationships, and the wife just thinks they have this wonderful guy. And girl, if you only knew. I've known guys like this a long time, almost all of my life. Guys would confide in me and tell me, and would literally tell me and say, man, I've been cheating on my wife since the day I met her. I've heard men say this, and I'm looking at him, I'm like, are you serious? I've never been faithful to her. And the sad thing is, he doesn't plan to be. And she's gonna keep remaining oblivious, dumb, stuck, and stupid, thinking she got the world's greatest man, and he is playing her for a fool. So I'm telling you, you guys, fornicating will cause all kinds of extra demons to come into your life. Lust, adultery once you get married. You know what I'm saying? All right, so number 5, which is the most important one, and then I'm going to get into my story. Transference of spirits. And I ain't telling y'all nothing y'all ain't hear before, y'all, but I'm just over here trying to push it in a little deeper into your gut and try to make you feel like, you know what, she's right. It's time I do it differently. It's time I do it God's way. I'm so serious, you guys, because that's where I'm at, and I want y'all to be there with me. I'm on a spiritual journey, y'all, and I want y'all to be on this journey with me. And this is the level that I'm at. Okay, no more games. Transference of spirits. Now, I think about it, I'm like, yo, so at the age that I'm at, with the sex that the men that I've been with, how many spirits did I get? How many spirits did you get? Think about it. With all the sex partners that you've had, and let's say each person had like 3 demons. One had 5, one had 4, and we just transferring spirits. Like, these demons are living it up here on earth. They having fun with us humans because we are so ignorant to their devices. I don't even think they consider it a war anymore with us. It's kind of like, man, look, it's a game for them. They over here chilling on the couch, fat, big bellies, ain't even got to do nothing to us no more. They over here snacking in our houses, eating our food because we ain't even detecting them anymore. You know what I'm saying? We got so many demons, all the sex partners that we had. That's why we have to stop. Go get a cleansing. Clear our minds. Be in isolation. So God can remove all the debris, the garbage, the flesh, the layers, the filth, the mess that we've put ourselves in. He needs to cleanse us and begin to open our eyes like he's opened mine so widely. And it makes me emotional because I'm like, wow, what a good God that we have that would watch us make so much mess of our lives and still allow us a chance to say, come here, let me clean you up a little bit. I know you've been through some things, you've done some things you're not proud of. I'm not happy about it, but I'm here for you because I'm faithful to you. Now, will you be faithful to me and try me out? Do it my way for a change, Devin, and let me show you what I can really do for you. And I'm like, you're right, God, I want to do it your way. And that's where I'm at, and that's where I want you guys to be at, where we decide to put ourselves first for a change. I'm going to put myself first for a change. I ain't got to give you all of me all the time. I ain't got to do all the things you want me to do. No, I'm not doing that. And put ourselves first. And we putting ourselves first is putting God first because he lives within us and that's what he wants. And with the transference of spirits, we don't know what demons we're getting. You know, it could be like you just was intimate with this person on Monday, and then all of a sudden, 5 days later, you're not even thinking about, you know, the sex you just had, but something crazy happens to you, or you have a weird feeling or a weird emotion, or you wake up, you know, feeling anxiety for no reason, feeling depressed for no reason. You lost your job out of nowhere for no reason. That's what these little spirits, that's what these demons do. When we're constantly fornicating and transferring of spirits, things are happening to us and we're just blaming it on life. No, let's start blaming it on our sin. Okay, because God is like, man, these humans ain't trying to win this game, like, but I'm over here trying to win. So that was number 5. So as far as, you know, what happened to me, why I'm so serious about presenting everyone, relationship or not, you know, to the Lord. I went ahead and I started talking to the guy. The whole time I was talking to him, I still was praying. I talked to him for 3 weeks straight, okay? And continued to pray. I even told him, because I know that, you know, the enemy don't want us to fall in love and have relationships and stuff like that and be happy. And it's always the woman praying in relationships, okay? It's rare that we meet a man that is like a hardcore prayer or just has a strong relationship foundation with the Lord. It's hard to get those guys. Most times they're married, you know what I'm saying? Or they're living double lives and gay. But then there's a few that are still, you know, regular and straight and real. So I told the dude, I said, join me in prayer. You know, I told him this over the phone. I'm like, I'm a pray. I said, because he sees my social media, and I show it a lot of God. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know, pray with me. You know, regarding, you know, see if God wants you in my life and vice versa. Let's both join in prayer because, you know, 2 together is better, it's stronger. So he said, okay. I'm like, are you really going to pray? He said, I'm going to pray, you know, and I made sure that he was a believer. One relationship that I had, I waited almost a year. When I first met dude, I was like, do you believe in God? And he was like, yes. And I left it at that because I'm like, as long as you believe her, everything else, you know, blah, blah, blah. It was almost like 8-9 months later, and something told me to ask him again, like, do you believe in Jesus? And he was like, I believe in God. I'm like, do you believe in Jesus? I believe in God. I'm like, oh my God, I'm dating a half of a believer. A half of a believer. That half, I don't care, that half of God, it ain't gonna get you to heaven. You need the whole 100. You need Jesus. If you don't believe in Jesus, you could just go ahead and forget about God. So I sent him multiple verses to let him know that you cannot make it into heaven without Jesus, because some people actually don't know. You know what I'm saying? Now, hopefully he received it, but I did my part. Okay, I sent him a scripture. I planted the seed. So I asked this dude, you know, and I could tell already because he was speaking a lot of Jesus. So anyway, after 3 weeks, we decided to meet up. And I went over there. I live far from everyone, and I don't really want people coming to my home. So we went out, we got some food, and I went to his place, and he was literally almost 2 hours away. I'm far from everyone, and he's actually even, farther as well. But that's okay, because, right now, being that I'm single and stuff like that, I want to keep an open mind, and I was curious to see where this was going to go. Whichever way, all I knew is I invited God. Went over there, chilled with him. We seen each other. He looked just like his pictures. He loved mine, how I looked. So everything was good there. And we started talking. And of course it was late, getting super late. I had went there late. And I knew I was going to I ended up spending the night. I knew I wasn't going to drive home, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, 2-hour drive. So I stayed there. And this is the thing. With this situation, I'm going to tell the rest of this story on my next video. This is kind of like a 2-part, okay? I'm in the bed. We go to sleep. No fornication, y'all. Yeah, I was proud of myself. I go to sleep, maybe within 20 minutes of falling asleep. I'm laying on my back like this, y'all. He's laying to my left. I fall asleep, and then these 2 huge spirits, 2 big black spirits were like over me, over my head as I'm laying. They're over my head. And all of a sudden, they call it sleep paralysis, but they pin me down. And I start screaming. I'm in his room in this dream. That's how I know. It's kind of like you're awake, but you're not awake. Because it's normally when you dream, you're in a different place, a different setting. But I'm in the exact space in my bed. He's laying right there. There's 2 demons over my head. They're pinning me down. I'm yelling and screaming, calling out his name. I'm just screaming for them to let me go. And you know what these demons said to me? 2 big demons. They were yelling at me, and they were saying, "Get out. We don't want you here. Get out. We don't want you here." And they would not release me. So I'm screaming and I'm screaming. They won't let me go. So finally I'm like, okay. I put on the full armor of God over me, and then poof, the dream was over. The nightmare was over. Now, I'm going to finish this story on the next video, because I want to talk a little bit more about this. But this is what I'm talking about. Clearly, dude has not 1 spirit wife, but 2. And we don't know who else is back there. We don't know what kind of babies they done made. Okay? This is the things that we're walking into that we don't know. Imagine if I would have had sex with this dude, and he got all these spirits. Transference now. And me, a person that's already, been dealing with my own generational curses and all these things that I'm trying to battle through and fight through. My journey has been long and hard. Spirits like that can really pull me back. Who knows what type of impact they would have had on me. Okay? But those spirits were vicious. And I'm telling y'all, I'm going to finish on the next video. I promise I'm going to do another video. They were vicious because there was more to this story. They were disrespectful. I've encountered spirit wives before. I had a spirit wife standing in my face while I'm laying in the bed, watching me. Sleep paralysis again pins me down. My head is pushed down on the pillow, and I'm over here screaming, and she's not letting me go. These spirits are real. So this is what I'm telling you. If I would have had sex with dude, transference of spirits. Also, I would not have known that he had these spirits. But being that I went with God, knowing I prepared my flesh, I'm like, you ain't having sex. It's almost as if these demons got exposed. They got exposed because the thing is, this is like, if I would have had sex with him before we went to bed, for instance, I probably wouldn't even have seen them. They probably would not have exposed themselves or me being alert to them, because I'm engaging in what they want. But I guarantee you there's other women that's been in that bed and they ain't do that too. So if you're not praying, if you're not inviting God, You're not able to see beneath the surface what this dude is really dealing with. Because he's clearly dealing with some issues. Clearly got some spirits that's very, very territorial that are married to him. And at least last dude had one spirit wife, but bro, you got two? Why do you have two? And for me, I woke up from the dream. Okay, I woke up and it was literally like, oh my God, oh my God. It took me a moment because I'm like, they had me pinned down. It took me a moment. I woke him up. I'm like, dude, you got spirit wives. He was like, what? I'm like, you got spirit wives. They just attacked me. They told me they don't want me here. They told me to get out. For me, the way they came at me, I'm like, there's no way dude doesn't have some type of knowledge of them. He say he don't know about it. He don't know nothing about it and stuff like that. But it's like, for me, I feel like you got some type of clue that something is going on with you. Something. And these are island people, Caribbean people, you know what I'm saying? My people Haitian. We know Haiti, how it's like. He's not Haitian, but it's Caribbeans. They love messing in that, you know, that obia, that voodoo, that sangoma and all that stuff, and witchcraft and sorcery. They love, you know, island women love getting men through sorcery. They like trapping them too. You ain't gonna be with nobody else. They like to get their men through sorcery. And just people, period, not just island. But, you know, Africa, places like that, that's all they do. So this is what I'm telling you. We have to know what's going on beneath the surface. Because we go and have sex with people like this that's not even dateable right now. We are defiling ourselves. They're going to rob us of our progress that we made. I done came too far. I'm doing too much with the Lord. I'm spending too much time with him for me to just go and set myself up for these enemies to just take me back. And I'm over here trying to speak for the Lord. You know what I'm saying, you guys? So that's how important it is. It's really, really important that we just don't have sex. Find out first. If your flesh is weak, at least find out. Just give God the time to say, yes, I approve. Or no, I don't. Give him that time. So then you won't be looking for a person like me and be like, I have been with my man 9 years and I want to know if he's the one. 9 years? He better be. Honestly, you chasing down prophets, trying to see if this person is the one. Why? When God is standing right here and he's ready to tell you no. Because most times it's going to be a no. And then there's a time where he's like, yes, here you go, my child. Go ahead, walk down that aisle. Do your thing. Okay? Give God the opportunity to tell us yes. Don't have sex, you guys. Let's stop that. Let's stop that. And my thing is this. If God says yes, you've tested the spirits, you waited, you heard, and you with this person. You're not the only one praying. They praying too. They got a good, strong foundation with God. Y'all spirits connect. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even got to wait 4, 5, 10 years to marry a person. When it's God, yo, go ahead and go and get married, man. It could be 6 months, 7 months. I'm down for that. Because I know it was God. I did my research. And I just know. You'll know. You'll know. So that's the end of this video. Please, guys, watch the next video. It's going to be titled Sex Demons. Because I'm going to tell you what kind of demons this dude had, and it was a sex demon. I'm going to let y'all know. How did you know it was a sex demon? I'm going to let y'all know. So stay tuned for the next video, and thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it blessed you guys. I hope it helps you guys. You know what I'm saying? Stay sex free, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Let's just be abstinent together, you know what I'm saying? And get married, you know? We want to get married. We're going to have to do it God's way. For those of us that are struggling, we're going to have to do it God's way. And if his way is obviously no fornication, let's just not fornicate. Especially if you have a history in your family where the men are not being married. There's so much divorce. There's y'all having babies, but y'all not married. Men are leaving you. Women are leaving you. You're getting cheated left and right. We're going to have to do it differently because our way is not working. We're going to have to break these curses and win this battle by doing it God's way. And that's waiting, inviting him and doing it his way. Thank you guys. Love you so much. Goodbye.
There's more to life than driving in Bugattis, riding Maseratis, sauced up like spaghetti. Everybody wanna boss up, but nobody gets ready. What's your mission? Tell me what you here for. I know you wanna live, but what will you die for? What's your reason? Tell me what you here for. I know you wanna live, but what will you die for? Die for. Die for.